Hello and welcome to this quick race that I filmed earlier. We are going to be racing in the RaceSimStudio Formula Hybrid X. It is a new car released by RaceSimStudios to more accurately simulate the 22 rule set cars. And as you can see, we're racing against Assetto Corsa AI in multiple different cars. They are all going to be driving around in different skill levels in different cars as we just get passed by a caterer. And it's a little bit chaotic. As you can see, someone has already crashed. If I hadn't mentioned earlier, we're racing around the Red Bull rig in Assetto Corsa. AI are a little finicky, especially since I put them on a range of, I don't know, beginner to expert and least aggressive to most aggressive, but I'm sure it'll turn out fine. Either way, we just want to see how this car handles. So far, with that start, I feel pretty good. The car is super stable. Excuse me. It's delicious. And we can just kind of put power down, which is a little unexpected, especially coming from F1 22, where the car just kept spinning. Also, comparing it to the old version, where I was driving around the Nürburgring. Also wasn't being too confident on the brakes, as you can see me going way too wide around the final two corners. But this car, man, does it have a lot of power. Look at that. I just completely forgot what button DRS would be and never used it this whole race. And I'm just able to overhaul pretty much every car around me. Look at that. Already up into 18th position. Not bad at all. Though we are making some mistakes, like taking way too much sausage. Got a little bit of air there too. Pretty interesting. Yeah, actually, it is pretty interesting because it feels a bit more stiff than some of the F1 cars I've driven before, which is a pretty cool thing to have in these models. You can actually tell, just driving around in the cars, take too much curb and the thing just pops up. It's ridiculous and cool at the same time. Also, one of the things I wanted to check out in this mod was porpoising. You should see like some slight vibrations, but at this point it kind of looks more like vibrations coming from like the track surface, just because of the different like incline and decline. Here maybe we can get some, yeah, that looks like a bit of porpoising. It's not as intense as it looks like in real life. Maybe I need to play around with some settings, as we also see a Red Bull off to the side, kind of pondering life. It didn't look like there was anything wrong with it. Oh, and we've come up across our traffic jam. These guys just hang out here for the remainder of the race, causing issues for all the other AI drivers. As you see, the two Ferraris just run into each other. And I take this opportunity to just kind of roll off into 8th position. Not too bad. We are right behind Lewis Hamilton and Romain Grosjean, who are 3 and 4 seconds ahead of us and extending as I still am getting used to the car. The cars behind are CC Spazov and Max Chilton. I've read Max Chilton or heard of that name before. Definitely gotta look him up sometime. I bet he was an F1 driver. As he's got his name, or they have a driver set up for him driving. I think that's one of the classic. It is actually kind of weird, but are those, is that a 90s F1? No, it looks like a 2000 F1 car. Either way, the car behind, who's driven by, I guess, is that CC? Is that is the old Formula 2022 rule RaceSimStudio car. You can kind of tell because it's got that huge those huge vents in the front. It's almost like the Haas. Here, we kind of want a better view of porpoising, so take it through the grass and give you guys a more intense version of what I was expecting. I wonder if that is it. You kind of see like the bottom bounce around. Ah, it could have been, because I completely lose it coming into this corner. Could be from the instability of porpoising. Also, we had skipped forward a little bit just because not too much was happening. CC has passed us, but that's no problem because right now we're on our fastest lap and we're probably going to pass him again. Gonna take 8th back and put ourselves a little bit higher up on this leaderboard. But yeah, back to it as we pass the beached Ferrari and Red Bull, I think. Car is interesting to drive. Oh, and I think the old car porpoise is now too. I wonder. Definitely gonna try and test that because who's shaking around there? This is on the Assetto Corsa launcher 1.77, and I think that gives cars the possibility of porpoising if it's modeled to. It doesn't look like mine is. I think mine is moving around a little bit more than the previous years. Anyway, we're coming up to the finishing line. The new F1 car succeeds over the older 22 modeled car, and that's the race. It was a quick run around the Red Bull ring, and it wasn't too bad. I got pretty close to Hamilton's time, if you count 4 seconds off being pretty close. In F1, that's like years away. I don't think you even qualify at that point. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. See you next time.